Okay, so we want to look at basic navigation. Okay, so um what is causing me to go so close or so far away from the design? So on your mouse you have the scroll button which allows you to scroll. So when I scroll up, I zoom in. When I scroll down, I zoom out. So this is what enables me. So all I need to do is have the cursor at a point, and then whatever point it is that I scroll to, I'm able to zoom in. So you see that my cursor was on number 7, and then when I scrolled up, it went close. When I scrolled down, it went further away. So aside that, you can also pan. For that, you hold the scroll button. When I hold the scroll button, I can literally pan the whole design. So I can even move the entire thing in this infinite space wherever I want it to be. So I can move it to this top corner, the bottom corner. All I need to do is hold down the scroll button and then drag around. Yeah. So basically, this simple things to know when it comes to navigation. Okay. So um the other thing is when I left click and I drag, I can highlight um every component that is within the box. Note my words. Okay. So when I drag, so I left click and then I drag from left to right. I left click, drag from left to right. Anything that is within the dialog box gets highlighted, as you can see. So what if it's not in the dialog box? You will notice that if it's not within the dialog box, it doesn't get highlighted. If you notice, number 1 is not yet highlighted because it is not fully within the dialog box, as you can see. But immediately the entire thing is within the dialog box. See, it gets highlighted. Look at what happens in number 2. Immediately is within the dialog box. Okay. So that's what happens when you left click and you drag from left to right. What about from right to left? So what happens when I left click and I drag from right to left is that the box does not need to go around whatever component I'm highlighting, but immediately the box touches it, the entire thing is highlighted. So we can do what we did when we drag from left to right for number 1. So I'm dragging from right to left now. You notice that I've not even gone around it, and number 1 is already highlighted. Let me do that for you to see from here. Look at this. Number 2 is already highlighted, and the box is not even around it. But imagine I did it from left to right. You notice that it's not even highlighted until the box goes around it. Okay. So I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So let's try this again. I, I want to highlight everything in this box. Okay. Dragging from left to right. So when I click and I drag from left to right, I make sure that the box goes entirely around it. Okay. But let's just say for some reason I want to do that from right to left. Then I don't even have to worry about the box going entirely around it. You see, all that needs to happen is that the box simply needs to touch it. See? So because this elevation marker is here, okay, and I need to touch it, it appears that the box needs to go around it. But let me just push this elevation markers closer. Don't worry, we'll talk about elevation markers. Okay. Let me just push these ones closer. Let me push them here and then do it from. What do you notice? You see, the box does not go around the whole thing, but they are highlighted. Okay. The box didn't have to go all the way here. You see, the box is just here. That's from right to left. But imagine if I was doing it from left to right, okay, with the same, you see, look at what alone is highlighted. Only the elevations markers are highlighted because the box has gone around it completely. But all the grids that we've drawn are not highlighted. Why? Because the box hasn't gone around it completely. So that's for basic navigation. Another thing that I would bring to your understanding, if you can see this blue dotted line, um, it's what is termed as snapping. It helps you to snap into place certain components that you draw. So when you are doing your work and you want certain level of accuracy, you want things to be in a certain place, perpendicular or whatever the case is, you'd see this blue dotted line telling you or guiding your path in achieving that accuracy. So just like how we were drawing grades the other time, I want to give this example. So let's say I want to draw an extra grade. You see, I just click on grade on the datum panel as we did the other time. And if you notice, as I intend on drawing, the snapping uh info has appeared, and it's telling me that where I'm about to draw is exactly the same position as the previous grid. Okay, but if I come down a bit, that snapping disappears because it's not in the same position. But when it's in the same position, it shows. Okay, and then it shows the end point or where the bubble starts. You can also see the snapping. That is the dotted blue line appear again, telling me that these are in the same position. You see, so you notice a straight line, a straight dotted line. When I click on this, you see a straight dotted line going through. So snapping basically helps you achieve accuracy in whatever you set out to do. So these are simply basics in navigating using um, Revit. Okay. Thank you very much.